firstly, how are the legs? 9 days in.
Tired, yeah. No, it's getting harder, to be honest with you. But brilliant to see everybody out every day. It's the motivation you need when you see people out and getting the runs and walks and bikes in. Yeah, we just keep going. Legs a bit tired, but feel good in my mind and body. Feel better. You know what I mean, for the exercise, which is really good.
Good stuff, mate. And I guess you never feel bad after a run, do you?
No, you feel bad during it, not after. It's nice when you know you've finished it. It's good. I mean, I've mentioned before, I think there's over 50 representatives from Doncaster, whether that be the football team, the Bells, the rugby team, the foundation, fans, may even be more. So it's an amazing effort from our team this year.
Yeah, quality to see. Just going back to Tuesday, good to get that winning feeling back.
Yeah, it was important to go and put a good performance on, first and foremost, and get back to the energy and the intensity that I know we can play at, and I felt we did. For the majority of the game, there was a spell in the second half where it was a bit you have it, we have it, but for the majority of the game, it was a good performance. Something we've spoken about before is probably putting a longer, sustained performance together than just 45 minutes. Because I feel like we've done that quite a bit this season, where we've been good for 45 and not so good for the other. Sometimes that can be in the second half or the first. So it was good to show a wee bit more of a consistent performance from us on Tuesday night.
Just highlighting one player, Robbie Gots. What were your thoughts on his performance?
Well, you're always going to get the limelight when you score, aren't you? You know, people will always look and go, yeah, he scored 2 goals. His performance must have been really good. It was. His performance was fine, but from a team perspective, it was a good performance. Gotsy's a really good player, and it's why we brought him to the football club. But it's been a bit stop-start for him with the injury that he had, and I probably brought him back a little bit too soon into the Leyton game. But he's an important player for us, and he will be an important player for the remainder of the season. So it was nice to see him play around 75, 80 minutes, I believe, and look a lot better, look like himself, you know, what we've seen early on in the season. So that was pleasing.
How frustrating is it for a player like himself who's coming in the summer, you know, wants to put a stamp on the side, and obviously, like you just said, stop-start season so far for him?
It's difficult. I've mentioned this before. It's difficult for new players coming in, and some settle quicker than others. There's a lot of things go around moving to a new club. I've done it myself. I've been there myself. I've moved to clubs where I haven't been at my best because I couldn't settle. Probably Barnsley was a good example of my time when I was playing. Really, not that I wasn't settled. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't get going, and that happens sometimes in football. So some players take a wee bit of time. Some will hit the ground running, but we're prepared for that. We knew that was going to happen anyway. We knew that we'd love all of them to hit the ground running and be firing, but it's not always going to be the case. So there's other things that people don't see that may be happening in their family lives and things like that. That you got to take into consideration. But ultimately, we want them all to perform, and we just have to continue to work with them to get them to the level where we need to.
As Leyton started against Grimsby, Grant, do you see Lawler as your first choice keeper now in the league?
No, I think we've got 2 really good goalkeepers. I think we've got 2 first team goalkeepers, backed by 2 really good young goalkeepers. So it's the goalkeeping position is no different to any other position. I feel like we've got 2 in every position that are all fighting and preparing to try and get in the team week in, week out.
Just thinking back to Saturday, I remember you saying in your post-match you're searching for a bit more consistency from your team. You know, you said you had a great first half, not the best second half. So how would you go about finding that, you know, in the training that you've done this week?
Well, we did it on Tuesday at Grimsby.
Yeah.
But that was pleasing to see for longer. It's just belief, really. That's all it is. It's believing in what the plan is. It's believing in the players, believing how good they can be. Look, we're still early into the season. you can get down a little bit sometimes when you see things haven't gone your way. But ultimately, we've played 16 games, we've won 9. It's actually a decent enough start for us in all competitions. But the league is where we want to be picking up more points and keeping ourselves in and around the mix. And I believe we've created a group that is good enough to do that, is to keep ourselves in there. And I've mentioned before, I think the league's wide open for anyone to go and put a run together to be in and around that, mix come the end of April, early May. So ultimately that's where you're going to be judged, and that's where you're going to be, people will look at you and see how you've actually played the season out. I do still believe there's a lot of emphasis based on where you are now. Hence, you see managers losing their jobs, which is always really disheartening to see as a fellow manager, because it's not where you are now, it's what you do at the end of any season. And I echo those comments probably for the last 2.5 years, probably speaking to you guys.
How is Jamie Sterry? Because dealing with another injury, he must be so frustrated.
Yeah, he is. He's got 2 really bad shoulders. He's obviously dislocated one. Now he's done bad damage to the other. So yeah, he's a little bit down about that. But Jamie's a top pro. He's obviously had the problem with his face as well. So he's been in the wars a bit, bless him, and we're just trying to keep him as positive as possible. And the physios will work hard to try and get him back as quickly as we possibly can.
Yeah, now after he didn't really miss hardly any games last season, he must be a bit perplexed as to just the start of this campaign.
It's really nothing to do with anything that Jamie could have done to prevent the injuries. Really, the face injury that he receives from Joe Whitworth punching him straight and square in the face, which accidental, and then obviously the 2 shoulder injury. The shoulder injury he's had, and it's been a long-term thing with him that keeps coming back in and out again. And then he's done his other shoulder at Leyton. So he's not having a great time of it, bless him. And that's the hardest bit of football, when you see players ready to work and do everything they can for you, but ultimately these little setbacks cause you an issue.
Do you say 6 to 8 weeks as well for Jamie Brown?
Yeah, it's hard to give a time frame on it really. It's when he feels comfortable. So usually it is around about that time frame, but sometimes it can take longer or it can be sooner. So we'll see.
Just ahead of Leyton Orient, you've got any other injury updates?
No, everybody's fine. Who played last week? Everybody's come through the game on Tuesday. Connor's had a good week of training. Harry Clifton's been on the pitches the last few days, still a few weeks away, but building up his fitness and his robustness again in his hamstring. So that's us.
Just building off of Tuesday's game, what do you want to see more from your side at Leyton Orient?
More of the same, really. I want us to be, watching the game, the Grimsby game back. Well, in fact, the Burton first half and the Grimsby game back, there was a real intensity about us, a real energy and a belief and a courage about us to go after the ball and press, and that's what we're about. And like I've said before, regardless of who we play, it's how we want to approach any game or every game that we play in. So that's the message again to the players, and then the ruthless edge that we showed in Grimsby to score and score again is something that we've been really good at over the years. So we just want to continue with what we showed at Grimsby. Large elements of the first half against Burton, try and bring it all together and get ourselves in a decent run in the league. So that's the plan.